Let us first have a moment of silence for the victim in this case. Welcome to 8MC Investigations. This video is part 1 of a series. Check the playlist in the future for more. We have a lot of exclusive content coming just like this. We put out multiple videos each week, so if you're a fan of consistent true crime videos, make sure you're subscribed. The absolute best way to support this channel is to subscribe, and if you appreciate what we're doing here, hit that like button. Let us know we're moving in the right direction. Okay, enough rambling, let's get into it. This is a horrendous story with some absolutely abhorrent people. Vera Jo Reigle was a 24-year-old mother of one. She lived in Findlay, Ohio, with a family that some have compared to the Manson family. There is an excellent documentary that I would urge all of you to watch that will give you a very good idea of what these people are. The link is in the description below. Vera was essentially a slave to these people, and at 24 years old, she had the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. She was completely taken advantage of. These interviews and interrogations that we will release over the next few weeks will tell her story like it's never been told before, and we'll make sure that these scumbags have the light shined on them, and Vera Jo Reigle will not be forgotten. This first interview is of Alan Capp. He's a family friend of the Brooks, and he was with them on the night that Vera was killed. This is how his interview went.
10/9/93.
Yeah.
Social.
Sorry.
Your cell phone, you still have it or no?
I got it. My mom has it.
That's 567. Your mom's Letitia.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over your story here. I'm not going to take any notes until we'll go back to it a second time, okay? Is that all right? Tell me what the deal is.
Well,
You know what we're talking about that Saturday?
Well, I want to first start off by saying, yeah, I was drinking.
Okay.
And
But let's go back when we hooked up with the Brooks. Did you run in with the Arby's?
yeah, like we met up by, you know, where Marathon's at. It's like right across from Little Caesars. That's where we were.
At the marathon.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet right there.
Okay.
Met up with them, whatever.
Who'd you meet up with then?
I met up with Zach, Garth, and Chucky.
What time was that?
Around, it had to be 5:30 because I got home from my basketball tournaments around 5.
Okay.
And I went there for a little bit, hanged out. I went to Manny's house. Manny lives like right there, you know where Grace Scott's at, and there's that little alley like right beside it.
Okay.
He lives like right there. I went there, and they called me.
Okay, so you went to the Brooks house, hung out with them,
Yeah, just for like an hour or two.
and then you went over to your buddy Manny's house.
Yeah, and they called me, and they told me to come over. I went over there, and this was after they did it,
What time was this then?
like 9.
Okay, so you went to Manny's house over here.
Yeah, for a couple hours. And after they did it, they called me over there. And
What'd they tell you?
and they told me that they killed her and stuff.
Who killed?
Zach, Danny, and that girl, that one girl, Nicole, they told me they did it and stuff. I didn't believe them. And, like, I was just sitting there thinking about stuff. I was like, wow, what if this really did happen? Because Danny kind of scared me because they, like, if you say something, I'm going to kill you. And they scared me because that dude has a tear on his eye, and, like, I know what that means.
What's that mean?
It means you killed somebody, I guess. That's because they gangbang and stuff.
Okay.
So, like, I don't gangbang or nothing, but that still scares me. I don't like gangbangers. But they told me they did it and stuff, and, like, and then when we went to that girl's house, Danny's sister or whatever, when I was outside talking, like,
How'd you get over there?
we all walked over there.
Okay.
And after they told me they did it and stuff, I was like, I told you I was outside on the porch before, like after we left, we came back and stuff. We was drinking or whatever. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and then I was texting, and I heard a bits and pieces of what they were saying, and they were saying, like, because I didn't believe it, they were sitting there saying how Sherry and all them guys were begging Danny to do it. and they said all the Brooks had something to do. Like they're saying all of them had something to do with it, except for the dad. They said that they told the dad the same story they told me.
The dad? Okay.
Yeah, the dad. And they said that she was getting beat all day or whatever, and like the reason why I feel crappy is because like I was gonna call the cops, but I got scared because these guys are sitting here telling me that they're gonna kill me if I say anything to you guys.
They told you that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go back to when you went to the sister's house. What did you do when you first went to the sister's house?
We talked a little bit.
Where did you go?
It's, you know where Wendy's is at?
Okay.
Wendy's like right across from that. There's like a upstairs.
Upstairs apartment.
And then there's a
Who
downstairs.
was with you when you went there that time?
It was me, Zach, Garth, that Danny's sister, the dude that had the car. I don't know his name. I think his name is Justin. Is that his name?
Josh.
Okay. And Danny and his girlfriend. And like the only reason why I stuck with them is because they told me like, you know, if you say something, we'll kill you.
Okay.
That's his one?
They told you that before you went there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So what did you do up in the girl's apartment?
we drank, and that's all we did. And then,
Okay, let's go back before. I mean, you didn't have beer yet, remember? Because you had to go get the beer.
yeah. And then, like, we went to go get that, and then we came back.
Who all went to get beer?
It was me, Danny, Zach, and Josh.
Okay. Where all did you go?
We went to Circle K, and then we went to Kroger.
Circle K. What Circle K did you go to?
The one, you know where their house is at, 300?
Yeah.
Or the one that's, like, right there.
On
right
Crystal?
Yeah, the one that's, like, right there.
Did you buy beer in there?
That, Josh bought Hard Mike's Lemonade or whatever. And then he went to Kroger and bought vodka.
Okay. Did you go anywhere else? You stopped at somebody's house?
No.
You didn't go to Manny's house?
We did stop at Manny's house. Yeah.
Why'd you go to Manny's house?
To see if we could, like, chill there. Because his sister was iffy about having people in her house.
Okay. And who all went to the door?
It was me, Danny, and Zach. That's the only people that went out there.
Okay. Now, was anything said in the car?
No. They didn't say nothing to me in the car. All they told me is, if you say anything, we'll kill you.
Okay. So you went and got the beer, and then you went back to the apartment?
Yeah, we went back to his sister's house. We drank a little bit and stuff. And when we went back there, I waited till, like, I was there. And I was freaking out, but I didn't want to say nothing to them because I didn't want to get beat up or killed or anything. And I waited till 3:30 till everybody fell asleep, and then I called
Okay,
them.
hold on. That's when you went back to the Brooks. How long did you stay there and party at the sister's house?
Till at least 12, at least. And then, because I know I was at the Brooks' house for at least 3 hours that night, because it was like late at night. And I waited till
How'd you get back to the Brooks house?
we walked.
Okay.
Like,
Josh didn't take you?
Josh took Danny and his girlfriend and Zach because they were all drunk. Me and Garth walked back by ourselves
Okay.
because it's not that far to walk.
Did your guard say anything to you?
No.
And
And
what happened when you got back to the Brooks house?
they were talking to Sherry
About what?
about what they did, I guess. And
What would they say?
they were saying what they did and stuff. And then
Who's they?
like Zach and Danny, they were talking about what they did and stuff, and that's when I really started freaking out, and I started crying and stuff, and then, like, they're like, man, you say anything, we're gonna kill you for real, like, I'm not playing and stuff. So,
Did you get the impression Zach was with them when they killed her?
what? I believe he was, because there's no way, you know, how would he know all the stuff?
Well, what did he say, though?
He just said how they killed her and stuff, and how they tortured her and stuff like that, and I didn't believe it.
Can you give me examples of what they told you?
Like, they said that they slit her throat, and after they slit her throat, she was begging to come home to her daughter.
Who told you that?
Zach and Danny. And when she was begging, they stabbed her and stuff, and they tortured her and stuff like that. And I just broke down because, like, you can ask my mom, I go basketball, I work with handicapped kids. I could never imagine doing something like that.
Did you know Vera?
Yeah, I knew Vera, like, but I'm not, like, I don't really know her. I can't really say I know her, like, that well, but I know her because, like, when I go to Brooke's house, she says hi every once in a while and stuff.
So what'd you do after you ran out of the house and called your mom?
I told my mom what had happened and everything, and she was like, we should call the cops, and I was like, no, they said that if I call the cops, they're going to kill me. And that's why I got scared, and then I was like, and then she's like, when I came here the next day and told you guys what I got, I was just like, I'm just going to tell them because I'm not going to get in trouble for something I didn't, you know.
Did you call anybody else?
I called Gina Lopez. I called her and just told her that what they were saying to me and stuff because I was scared. I was freaking out. And then I called Greg and I was like, what should I do? And he told me to come to you guys.
Who's Greg?
Greg Robinson. The dude I told you I was with.
Oh, but you weren't with him?
Mm-hmm.
So most of that story, what you told me, is not true then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Let's go back and let me take some notes, all right? And I want to be real specific, so I appreciate you being honest.
Yeah.
Now just calm down, just relax. Nothing's going to happen to you.
All right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So you play basketball in a tournament. Well, who do you play for?
I play for Findlay Buckeyes. It's it's like Special Olympics, if you ever heard of that, at the Blanchard Valley Center.
Findlay Buckeye?
Yeah.
Is it Findlay Buckeye tournament or?
It's Findlay Buckeyes, but we were in a tournament then.
Oh, okay. So and you got home around 5, you said?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, man. You played at the Y?
No, the Blanchard Valley Center.
Okay. How'd you get home?
Greg, he dropped me off.
Was Greg a friend?
Greg's like my best friend, yeah.
Okay. Is he an adult? Or?
Yeah, he's 21.
Okay. So he does he play ball too?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened when you get home?
I called Zach up because I got bored or whatever.
Take a shower, or eat, or anything?
Yeah, I took a shower, dude, and I texted him and I was like, hey, you guys want to hang out or whatever?
Who'd you text?
Zach.
Okay.
Like, hey, you guys want to hang out or whatever? And he's like, yeah, we'll meet up at Marathon, like by Marathon or whatever. So we met up or whatever.
Well, you gotta remember, I write slow.
Okay.
Marathon on South Main,
Yeah.
across from Little Caesars and Arby's and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. And went over there for a little bit.
Cool. So you met Zach,
Garth and Shucky.
Garth, Chucky. Now, did they tell you anything about trying to get jumped over there or anything?
Yeah, they told me that, they said Tyrell Jones or whatever, I guess Tyrell Jones tried to beat him up and stuff, and Danny supposedly stabbed him or something like that. That's what they told me.
Tried to jump him over?
Yeah, before I went over there. And
Cool. Were they claiming to be in a gang or some shit?
yeah, all them guys claim crip, something like that.
And supposedly Danny stabbed Tyrone?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Really? Is Tyrone still alive today?
Yeah, I think I'm disturbed from it.
Tyrell, yeah, he's about to face, he's facing prison time.
Yeah, we know. And he's on a little crime spree, too. All right, so they just tell you about that as you're walking back?
Yeah,
So you walk back to Brooks?
yeah, and I hang out there for a little bit.
Hold on, if you don't slow down, I'm going to make you write all this, okay?
Alright,
It's hard work here, man.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it's all
just
right.
nervous. a little bit.
I told you I've been there. We're good, man.
I'm sorry.
Go
Did you first said you called Zach? Did you call or did you text him?
I think I texted him and then he called me, I don't know.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
You text or called it?
But I texted him and
Okay.
he called me and then he was like, let's meet up there.
Okay.
My bad.
That's okay.
Just want to make sure we're on the right page.
So you walk back to Brooks and hang out?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Now, when you get to Brooks, who's all there?
It was Vera, Sherry,
Well, hold on. Sherry?
Kevin,
That's the old man, Kevin, right?
yeah, Zach,
Zach.
Garth.
Okay.
Scotty.
Okay.
Michael.
Okay.
Shannon.
Okay.
And Willie.
Okay. Danny and
Yeah, those guys were there.
Dan
Then.
and Nicole.
Yeah.
So Vera's there, Sherry, Kevin, Senior, Zach, Garth, Scotty, Michael, and you.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything going on?
No, everything was fine. We was upstairs.
Did you see Vera? Did she look alright?
She had bruises on her face.
Do you know where at?
Like right here, and then on her nose, like it was purple. It looked purple to me, and her face was black and blue. Like this whole side of her face.
You're doing that? That's your left side? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ask about any of that? Or?
No, because like I get scared around, like because those guys are violent, so I don't ask questions like that.
Did you see anything else?
No, I didn't see nothing.
So how long do you think you hang out there?
At least till 7:30 at least, and then I left to go hang out with Manny because Manny called me.
Let me back you up, man. So you said around 5:30. You think you met there?
I met up with the Brooks and I hung out for like an hour.
Okay,
an hour and a half.
So we're going 5:30, and then you leave at 7:30 and go to Manny's.
Yeah.
What's Manny's last name?
Oh, Kudu or something like that. He's
Black dude?
Yeah, he's an African.
Yeah, I know who he is. I can't remember his last name.
It's Kudu or something like that. I can't think. I don't know how to spell it.
Is he where you stay at on Putnam?
Yeah, he stays on Putnam. Like
Upstairs still?
yeah, he stays. Yeah,
Okay.
that's where he stays at.
How you know him?
My sister met him like a long time ago when he first moved here.
Okay.
Came to my house, so that's what we.
So what do you do with Manny? So you go to Manny's by yourself?
Yeah.
What do you do with Manny's?
Just talk and smoke cigarettes and stuff, watch movies, and then
You don't do drinking or smoking the weed?
no, we weren't drinking at that point in time.
Manny's always drinking.
Manny's always drinking. I wasn't drinking.
Okay, so then what happens?
And then Zach calls me, and
You know around what time?
I don't quite remember.
Okay.
But he calls me and he's like, hey man, he's like, get over here, I gotta talk to you and stuff. So,
Did you say anything else?
no, he said just, and then he hung up the phone. So, I walked over there again, and they were talking about what they did and stuff, but I didn't believe them because they always play jokes like that, like they always joke around. And
Okay, now hold on. You were talking about what they did. Who is they?
like Zach and Danny and Nicole
Zach, Danny,
and Garth.
Nicole, and Garth.
Yeah.
Now, is anybody else hearing this?
No,
Okay, where was this? Just inside the house?
yeah, upstairs.
Now, what all did they say they did then?
They said that they killed Vera, and they were talking about what they did to her and stuff.
Okay, so do you remember who said what?
Zach said something about slitting her throat. Danny said something about stabbing her in her heart, and Nicole was like, we cut her from like right here to like right here and stuff.
Okay, so Zach said slit her. Did Zach say he slit her throat?
Zach said slit her throat. That's all I heard.
Slit her throat, and Danny said.
He stabbed her in the heart.
Okay. And then Nicole.
And Nicole said something about sticking a knife up her butt. Something like that. And Garth said they tortured her.
Did you ask any other questions or anything?
No, because I was scared.
Excuse me. Do you have any idea what time it is? I mean, it's after 7:30, obviously.
Around at least like 9.
Maybe.
When I was there. When I got back there, it was at like 9:10. at least.
What was it, daylight out?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the sun was still up, kind of.
Okay. So you didn't believe them, is what
No,
you told me?
I didn't believe what they said to me or nothing. I thought they were just funning around about it.
So you just didn't ask any questions then?
No, because I was scared because they told me if I said anything, they would kill me.
They told you that then?
Yeah, all of them said that. Like when we were in the car, like it was just Danny and Zach that said something to me at first, and then when I got back to the house, like when we got back to the house, they all told me if I don't say if I say anything, they're gonna kill me next.
Okay, but did they tell you that at the house when they first told you this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know who said it?
It was Danny, Garth, and Zach and Nicole.
Okay.
Like all 4 of them said that to me at first, and then it was just Danny and Zach when we got in the car.
Okay, we'll get to that later. So what do you do after they tell you this stuff?
I just think nothing of it. I was like, we're just gonna keep hanging out, whatever. I'm gonna enjoy my day.
Okay.
I just got off tournaments and we won 3rd place, so I was celebrating basically.
Cool. So what happens?
Then he's like, "You want to go to my sister's house?" And I'm like, Danny's like, well, "Let's go to my sister's house and drink." So I'm like, "Okay, we can do that because I'm in a good mood today."
Okay, do you know who the sister is?
That starts with a D. That's Dina or something like that.
Okay. So you walk over there and it's you, Danny,
Zach, Garth,
Nicole.
and that Josh.
Okay, but who walked over
Oh,
there?
it was me, Danny, Zach, Garth.
No, Nicole?
Nicole was there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go over there and then you meet this Josh dude?
Yeah.
So what happens inside?
And then we talk about drinking.
Okay.
And
Tell me
that,
what you were talking about drinking.
Four Locos.
That's what you were talking about? Drinking
Yeah.
4 Locos?
Yeah. And
Where was you going to get it? Was there any talk about stealing some shit?
no, we went to Circle K. They went in there.
So who drove who?
Josh drove to Circle K.
Okay. Josh drove. Who was in the front passenger seat?
Danny. Zach was in the back with me, and Josh was driving.
Okay, who was behind Josh?
Me. I was behind Josh, and Zach was behind Danny.
So that left guard.
They weren't there. They weren't like they stayed at the Destina's house or whatever when we went to go get it.
Okay, at Destin's house. So you first go to Circle K.
And he goes in there. Zach goes in there with him, and they try to get alcohol, but they ID him too. So then they weren't allowed to.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Josh goes in,
Yeah,
and who else?
Zach.
Okay. They ID Zach.
Yeah, and he couldn't. They won't let him get it because Zach was with him.
Well, okay.
So we went to Marathon.
Marathon. You sure? Think
Yeah.
about it.
No, not Marathon, Speedway.
There you go.
That's what it is. Went to Speedway. He went in there and bought
Which Speedway? Just tell me.
the one beside Kroger.
And Josh went in.
Yeah, and he went in there and got that Mike's Hard Lemonade. And then we drove to Kroger. And then he got that vodka. He got 2 bottles of vodka.
Josh went in by himself.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you do after that?
Then we went back to the house.
Okay, when did you go to Manny's?
When are you talking about?
You said you stopped by Manny's house, remember?
Yeah, we stopped by Manny's house after we did all that.
So after you got the alcohol?
Yeah, we stopped by there to see if he had any beer because we was planning on playing beer pong, and we stopped by there to see if he had any beer that we could drink. Then he wasn't there. He wasn't there when we went there. It was some white dude that was there that answered the door, and he's like, "Man, he's not here." We were talking to him for 5 minutes, and then we're like, "We better get back because Desmond's gonna get mad."
Okay.
So we went back there.
Okay, now was there any conversation in the car?
Not with me and Danny. Danny didn't say. He was really quiet.
Okay, but you said that they threatened you in the car?
When we first got to Manny's house, when we were in the car, they said it. They're like, if you say anything to anybody, we're gonna kill you.
Who said it?
Zach and Danny.
If you say anything about
Anything about what we talked to you about, then we're gonna kill you.
So you go back to Desta's house, and then what do you guys
We
do?
were drinking for a little bit, and everybody was drinking, having a good conversation. We didn't even talk about what they were talking about, what I told you we were talking about earlier. We were just talking, just talking about my basketball tournament. And they're like, we should go home and stuff. And Nicole, Danny, Zach, and Garth. Well, Garth's like me and Garth are like the only ones that weren't drunk. Like, I drank a little bit, but I wasn't drunk. And it was those three that were drunk, and then they had to get in the car.
And Josh drove?
Yeah.
So you walked back?
Me and Garth walked back.
Oh, okay. And then Josh drove?
Zach, Danny, and Nicole. And Desna was in the car too. She was in the passenger.
Okay.
And
so what happened when they got back to the Brooks house?
they were following me everywhere and stuff.
Who was?
Zach, Danny, and Nicole. We had to help them guys get inside the house. And then Desna and Kevin, they started arguing about why they were drinking and stuff and why they were partying.
Okay. So Dustin and Kevin started arguing about the boys being drunk?
Yeah.
Okay, and then but Zach and Danny and Nicole were stumbling drunk?
Yeah. And when we got there, after all the arguing was over and stuff, they went, because you know how Sherry's room's like off to the side by the big screen TV or whatever. They went off to the side and they were talking, and I heard the bits and pieces what they were talking about.
Who went off to the side?
It was Zach, Danny, Nicole, and Garth. They went off I don't know what they were talking about, but I'm assuming they were talking about what they did.
You didn't hear anything?
No, that's when I didn't hear nothing. They went into the side room. I went upstairs to talk to Scotty. And
Okay, well. So you go and talk to Scotty?
yeah, and Scotty's freaking out. He's like, because when they told me, they told Kevin the same thing they told me. They told us at first, before this all happened, they told us that Vera went with Larry. And that Larry, was with Nate. He was on Putnam Street, too. By Napa, right behind Napa.
Okay, who told you they went with Larry?
Danny and Zach, they were all, and Nicole, they were all saying that Vera went with Larry.
Before they told you what really happened?
Before everything got said, they told me that. And they told Kevin the same thing.
So before they told you that they killed her, Vera left with Larry.
Yeah.
They told you and Kevin.
Yeah.
And that was Danny.
Nicole, Zach and Garth. They were all saying that she was with Larry.
Okay.
But when I was upstairs,
I'm talking to Scotty. He's freaking out.
and he's like, man, she did not go with Larry because she never leaves his house, and you know that. And I was like, I started crying. I was freaking out, but as soon as those guys came up the stairs, I stopped crying and stuff to not let them see that I'm scared.
Did he say anything else?
No, he just man, they really did it.
I mean, he said they really did it?
Yeah, he's he told me that everybody in that house had something to do with that.
Did he specify?
No, he didn't say nothing. He just said, I know you're not gonna believe it, but everyone in this house knows what happened to Vera. And then after that, I waited for everyone to go to sleep, and then that's when I called my mom.
Who was upstairs when you and Scotty were talking?
It was Michael and Shannon. Those are the only two that were upstairs.
Did they hear that?
No, they were in their bedroom.
Then your mom came and got you?
Yeah, and then when I got in the car, I was like, Mom, they did something really bad, and I started crying and stuff. I was like, they killed her. They killed her because Scotty just got done telling me that they just killed Vera and whatever. And I started crying and stuff. I called Gina crying.
In the car?
Yeah, I called Gina, and my mom's like, she's like, I'm gonna call the cops. And I'm like, Mom, please don't do that because I don't want to get killed. Because they told me that they're gonna kill me if I say something. And then when I got home, I called Greg up and I was like, man, what should I do about this and stuff? And he told me to come talk to you guys.
Okay. So let's go back here. When you left the house, do you know around what time it was? Do you remember?
3:30.
3:30. And then you called you called Gina after your mom came and got you?
Yeah.
And then you got home and called Greg?
Yeah.
You see Greg Robinson?
Yeah.
Do you know his number or anything? Where he stays at?
He lives over there in Sandusky Square. I don't know his address, but I got his number, but
Okay.
it's in my phone. My mom has my phone right now.
Okay. Anything else that you can remember?
Just the reason I got why they killed her is because this is the story I got from Zach. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. Zach told me that Vera, because you know how she's not all there, right?
Mm-hmm.
She took pepper spray and she sprayed it all over the house because she thought it was cologne, and it got it was everywhere. Like, this is when he called me and told me what Vera did. Like, this is before anything happened. This was on Friday. Like, when he called me, he's like, man, Vera sprayed pepper spray and stuff, and she got it everywhere. It was in my mama's lungs and stuff like that. And he said that
She thought it was what?
thought it was cologne.
Okay.
And he said that, Shannon, I guess she was supposedly pregnant. I don't know if she was, but this is the story I got.
Okay.
And supposedly the pepper spray made her have a miscarriage. And that's why they did it.
When were you told about this?
Friday. Wait, are you talking about the murder? Or are you
No, the pepper spray.
Oh, Friday. They weren't talking about murder or anything. He just called me up and told me the story.
So, on Friday before, okay, this sounds stupid, but Friday before the Saturday that this happened?
Yeah.
26th.
25th, I believe. 26th is Saturday. 27th is Sunday.
You're right. So he told you about the spray on the 25th.
Yeah.
And then, when did he tell you about Shannon losing the baby?
After he told me the pepper spray thing, he's like, Shannon just got back from the hospital or whatever, and we found out she lost her baby.
You sure that's on Friday?
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. It came out of his mouth.
And that was the same day that he'd called you about the pepper spray.
Yeah, the same day he called me about the pepper spray, the same day he told me about Shannon losing the baby.
He called you on the phone?
Yeah. And that's all I know. God strike me dead if I'm lying.
But I'm just, let's talk about this. I'm a little confused. How when he told you on Friday, when they told you they didn't kill her till Saturday? I mean,
No, I'm talking about like, okay, like the Saturday, like not this Saturday, not this Friday. I'm talking about like when all this stuff happened. Zach called me Friday, and this is when we were just talking. This is when we just became friends again because we weren't getting along for the longest.
the day before.
Yeah. And
Before you know the mayonnaise and all that.
Yeah.
So he told you she's for spray.
Yeah.
Pepper spray.
We were texting for a little bit. I'm like, what's up? Are you still mad at me or whatever?
Okay.
And he's like, no, I'm not mad at you, whatever. So I called him. I'm like, how have you been? How's your family and everything? And he's like, well, Vera sprayed pepper spray. She thought it was cologne. And she done lost her baby. We just got back from the hospital and we found out she done lost her baby. I'm like, that's crazy or whatever. And then we hung up on the phone and then I went to tournament game. Like, we were in the game.
Was your tournament Friday and Saturday?
Yeah. We had Friday, we had a game, and that was to go see Saturday if we go to state championships. But we would have had a game anyway because if we don't make it to state championships, we play for third place.
Okay.
So we lost Friday's game, and then Saturday we won for third place.
Okay.
And that's the story I told you. That's like this truth. The only reason why I didn't tell you guys the truth is because when my mom freaks out, I just get really nervous.
No, I understand.
That's why I want to talk to you by myself so I can really tell you the truth. And I just don't want anyone coming after me.
So you didn't tell us the truth because your mom freaks out and you were scared that they were going to do something to you?
Yeah. Because, that's scary.
Okay. You good?
No, I don't. You just might have a mix up with the days.
Yeah.
That's take care of itself.
But okay, just to go back on that, and I don't want you to try to change your story. You remember how you remember it, okay?
Okay.
But the day he told you about her being pregnant and going to the hospital wasn't the day that you walked and met him?
No, that's not the day.
Okay. All right. You got my card still?
Yeah, it's at my house.
Okay.
I got your number on my phone anyway.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? You're a witness for us, okay?
Yeah.
If they threaten you or anything like that or something, I mean, you need to give me a call. Give us a call, okay? Don't call me and leave me a voicemail if they're threatening you right away. Call the police. I believe have you talked to them since?
Mm-mm. I won't talk to them because
Okay.
I believe they all had something to do with that.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're kind of scared is what I'm hearing. I mean,
they're scared. They're biting their fingernails. I'm pretty sure they are because all the news and stuff. And I just got told that memorial thing that they had, I just got told that Brooks spread that down.
Oh, yeah?
The memorial thing that's like saying like right at the end of the bridge, it's on Facebook everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, if you hear something they give you any problems, you call the police, okay?
Right.
And we'll let you know. Everything you said is the truth, right? You're going to say that in court if we have to? Okay.
I'm willing to even testify against them and everything.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping it won't come to that. I appreciate it, man. Being straight up with us.